Hey Bradford, this is Salty Jake up here on my boat in Annapolis. I am looking forward to a party. Let's have one. And hopefully we can see you at the Annapolis Boat Show. Take it easy, bro.
Ahoy there, Bradford here, with a quick update on the end of Season 2 party. Oh, and another patron party before that. Now, this is an update episode, so if this is your first time listening to How Not to Sail, I strongly encourage you to go back to episode 1, or at least episode 38. But if you'd like some info on the party and want to join us, having never heard any of this, who am I to stop you?
Hey Bradford, this is Colin Kinsley from Panama City. We're so excited about the upcoming party. Can't wait for that. We're about to buy our first sailboat, so we're really excited about that. Thank you for all the work that you put in. You are awesome. We so appreciate you. Thank you for the podcast.
That was Cole and Kinsley, our Patreon patrons. Thank you very much for the knife, by the way. They sent me a replacement for the one that was lost in, I believe, episode 10 in season 1. It is aboard the boat and has been used recently, although not in anger. And this is probably as good a time as any to thank our awesome Patreon patrons, including our very latest, Carrie Bostwick, not to be confused with Carrie Granger. Welcome, Carrie. Wait, what's that? And just under the wire, Gaither Speaks, our newest bosun. Welcome, Gaither. And thank you for the 5-star review on Apple Podcast as well. Okay, so the first order of business, the date for the Zoom party. Saturday, October 22nd, 6 to 7:30 p.m. You can RSVP at hownottosail.com/party or at the show notes for this episode at hownottosail.com/42. I can't wait to see you there. If you talk to anyone that was at the first party, I think they will generally agree that we had a large time. We'll be having some cool guests and some giveaways and some trivia and possibly even some nautical-type music. Of course, if Eric Stone's got a gig, it may be me with a kazoo. Aww. And just like last year, we're going to have a special pre-party for the Patreon crew at 5 p.m. with our special guest, Captain Bob Bitchin. Now, don't worry, Captain Bitchin will also be at the main party, but we're going to have a special Q&A with Captain Bitchin at the pre-party, so if you want to get on that little more intimate gathering, be sure that you join the Patreon crew before Wednesday, the 19th of October. And you'll find all of today's information as well as the link to Patreon in case you want to join the crew at the show notes, which as usual you can find at hownottosail.com/the episode number. So today it's hownottosail.com/42. Or I suppose if you want to be even simpler, you can just go to hownottosail.com and usually see the latest thing there at the top. So whatever floats your, well, you know what I mean. The other big piece of news for today, I am heading to the Annapolis Sailboat Show the weekend before the Zoom party. Looking forward to seeing you there. I imagine I'll be hanging out on Saturday the 15th, often around the Latitudes and Attitudes booth. And, of course, at the Lats and Ats party at the conclusion of Saturday the 15th. It's a great tradition, Latitudes and Attitudes, after the close of the official show on Saturday, whatever boat show they happen to be at. Just hit my head on the microphone there. As I think I was trying to say, whenever Lats and Ats is at a boat show, on the Saturday of that show, you have to get in there before the close of show so that you're on the premises, and then they hold a party with live music, often from Eric Stone, free beer, and free pizza. What could possibly go wrong? Anyway, I'm looking forward to saying hello in person, so I'll be the middle-aged guy with a beard. For some reason, that reminds me that I'm an idiot. Because it occurred to me, why in the world would we not have a patrons party before the Annapolis Boat Show? So we will. So we're going to have a patrons meetup that Friday the 14th. You need to be a patron by Wednesday, October 12th, so I can send you an email to that intimate gathering. Because once again, I'm going to be running around like a crazy man. Not that that's any different from usual. I guess I said before the boat show. I think it actually starts on Thursday, but for the Patreon party, I'm looking at Friday happy hour, and I'm going to consult with Captain Boomies and Christian about a place to have it. Probably not right at the boat show, but somewhere not too far away. So that'll be our second in-person Patreon meetup this year. This will be October 14th, Friday, unless I'm having a senior moment on what day is what. And if you're on the Patreon crew by Wednesday of that week, that's Wednesday the 12th of October, I will be emailing you follow-up information about where we're getting together. Okay, that's a lot of parties and a lot of information, so just go to hownottasail.com/42 to find all of that consolidated into a nice little package. Okay, I need to get my happy ass out of here because we have a hurricane threatening both the boat and the house in Atlanta, so I'm going to get on with it. But just before I go, a couple of reminders. A, I'm going to stop talking so much about Patreon coming up. This is just a bonus informational party episode. And B, you do not have to be a patron to be a How Not to Sailor. I greatly appreciate you listening. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the boat show and at the Zoom party. You don't have to join anything special for any of that stuff. Just make sure you do RSVP for the Zoom party so that you can get the link and so that you can get a ticket for the drawing. You need at least the link to get in, and you will automatically get a little entry on my master spreadsheet that will contain your number for the raffle, or numbers. Just like last year, you get a virtual raffle number for RSVPing. If you RSVP before next Tuesday, as of this broadcast date, whatever you call it, you'll get 2. If you're part of the Patreon crew before that Wednesday, you'll get some extra tickets according to your level of patronage. And I expect we'll have a couple of nautical trivia questions, which will be opportunities for giveaways that have nothing to do with ticket numbers. Just your nautically trivial brain. I feel like this is a little bit like a commercial from the Department of Redundancy Department, but you can get all this info at hownottasail.com/42, including the RSVP link for the Zoom party. Keep that keel side down. Thank you so much for listening. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon, and I'll see you next time on How Not to Sail. Screwing up is part of cruising. Let me show you how.
The water's not that bad. The difficulty about sailing is when you come into contact with the crunchy bits that surround the water.